Hi, welcome to our first pin challenge from Becky Benner Carr. And we are going to work on triangles, and we're going to do it without the spaces for this layout. So this is the first layout I did. And then today we are going to use the Christmas cheer paper pack. So this is directional paper. So what I mean by directional is you can see the Christmas trees go this way, but the Christmas trees are on this way are also top to bottom. So I don't want upside down, side to side Christmas trees. So something to think about as we work. And I have a piece of cardstock for our base. All right, so our first cut, since we are doing it without spaces in between each piece, I am going to go 3 all the way down to 12. And I am going to do 2 of those. So 2 3x12s. And then I am going to rotate it. And this will be a 3x6. So this will be the top centerpiece. And another 3x6, which will be the bottom centerpiece. And that gives us a 6x6 square for another time. So I use my 12-inch trimmer there. I'm going to grab it again. I'm going to create 3. I wanted to make sure my trees were the correct way. 3 3x3s, and then I have a 6x3. So this will be on the left. And now another 3x3, our fourth 3x3, and our fourth 3x6. All right, so we have our rectangles. Sort them out here. So I have 2 directional, and if you don't have directional, you could have easily done a 3x6. All right, so now we're going to create our triangles. Let's start with the corners. All right, so for this, I'm going to put this corner on the cutting line. And then the side goes along the 45-degree line. Put that down, double check that my corners are going to be right there on that line for the cutting. Make sure I'm holding it down so the paper does not slip. There's my first rectangle. So, I'm sorry, triangle. And I'm just going to adhere this as we work. Here is our second square. So I'm going to have the green in the corners. And now, so these will be inside pieces. So the lighter colors, I'm going to go for the inside. Now to cut your rectangles, remember that you have two. You have the top and the sides. So I'm going to start with the sides. Have your 12-inch trimmer. Do not worry about the 45-degree line, but you are still going to put the corners down on your cutting strip. Try to get it exact as possible. And I am going to cut pretty much like a third of the way down, stop, and then cut the rest. Just so I have lifting up, just moving it down a little bit, just so when I pick it up, it still has part of it together. It makes it a little bit easier to cut on the other side. So for this one, I'm going to cut all the way across. And now I can just take some scissors and cut that. So how this will go, making sure I want the permanent one, that the green, I'm gonna line it up here. So the green is on the outside, and then our white is on the inside. Just gonna do these 3 corners. And then these 3. All right, so there's our first side. Our next side, again, lining up the corners. All right, there's my page. And now one recommendation is to use the ornament punch with Creative Memories. I'm going to pop these pre-made ones in. And then there's my layout.